Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about the Intel Core series as you can see by my screen here. The reason why I'm going to be talking about the Intel Core series is because the Intel Core series is a lineup for multi-core processors that is for all types of computers such as desktops and laptops, and they were made by the Intel Corporation. The Intel Core series was mainly made to beat their last best GPU lineup they had, which was the Pentium lineup, and it absolutely destroyed them, making the Pentium chips basically obsolete or very entry level chips during the time they came out. A different version of the Core series was called the Core series Xeon processors, and these Xeon processors were basically better CPUs, but they're mainly used for workstation computers due to their high cache levels inside of the CPU, as well as their high core count as well. This is what the architecture of them look like. Core, the Core series was first actually launched in 2006, and they were only launched as mobile chips only, and they only had one single core in them, and they were only they were very bad basically at the time. But then they finally decided to do a dual core option, and that was called the Core 2 series, which obviously had two cores in it by its name. And they made mobile CPUs as well as um, desktop CPUs. And they went from as many as 4 cores to 64 cores just in one computer, which is pretty insane for the time. And they also had 64-bit support as well for computing. 2008 is when they first introduced their first naming scheme they had, which which was Core, which started with Core i3, Core i5 for both the entry levels, and then Core i7 and Core i9 for the more high end premium levels. But they recently made a new naming scheme recently in 2023, and they changed the lower end models to be Core 3, Core 5, Core 7, and they were the mid tier and low tier ones. And they changed the high tier ones to be called Core Ultra 3, or yeah, Core Ultra 3, Core Ultra 7, and Core Ultra 9. And they were basically just the premium versions and the high end processors, like I said earlier. The most powerful Intel Core processors in the entire lineup of CPUs is their Core i9 14900KS, which means it is overclockable. That's what the S stands for. And it has a speed of around 6 gigahertz and can turbo up to 6.2 gigahertz in speed, which is insane, and it's the most fast CPU in the entire world. And it has 24 cores, and it is made for motherboards with the LGA 1700 socket, which looks like this. And the 1700 stands for the amount of pins that are right there on, as you can see, for the socket. And the one downside of it is that it would overheat very often, as well as also sucking back around 250 watts when turboed, which is a pretty insane amount of power for just the CPU. So that's where the Core Ultra 9 comes in, which is their new highest end, like I said earlier. And it's not as powerful, but is very powerful, as well as with it having 48 NPU tops, or neural processing unit cores, basically. And it makes it good for AI learning as well. But the thing about this one that is different is that it only sucks around 37 watts, making it way more power efficient for mobile uses such as laptops or tablets. But that's all I have. Bye.